Okay, it looks like we in the building, man. What's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger. I'm DecemberDeMarco, Fortune 500 marketer, here to share my insights of the market with y'all to hopefully help y'all become better informed investors. Salute to y'all for pulling up on the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up like button for the YouTube algorithm and do not forget to subscribe. So we are back today with the Volt update. Shout out to y'all that already pulled up on us. We had to do this. It's that time again. I get a ton of new the channel's growing right now, so a ton of new people coming in. They're seeing all these Volt Inu videos. They're saying, how do I buy Volt Inu? What is Volt Inu? How much should you buy? All those different types of questions, and we're going to talk about that in this stream. So first, I want y'all to get some questions ready for me, things that y'all want to know about Volt Inu. Let me know how you feel about Volt Inu. Let me shout y'all out real quick. Shout out to Supreme Dream 9, Crypto Hound, Volter 66, Crypto or Yebird, King Viking, B Master, Moses, Eddie T, KC. Salute to y'all for pulling up, man. Shout out to y'all for really holding it down. I see y'all in the building. So yeah, very, very exciting time to be a part of the Volt Army. If you are not, you may want to consider thinking about it. I'm gonna give you a few reasons or some news you can use to determine, if you want to do that. So let's check out. Let's check out CoinMarketCap real quick. So overall crypto market at $985 billion. We got Bitcoin under 20,000. Obviously, once the markets, turn back around, it's going to be bullish for the overall crypto space. Ethereum at 1579, BNB under $300 right now. We got Cardano 50 cents, XRP 33 cents, Solana $32.30, Doge 6 cents, Polkadot $7.57, Polygon 89 cents, and we got SHIB at 1282. So SHIB looks like it's picking up a little steam today. Let's see. Volt Inu, we also have a competition going on right now where the biggest, I think it's the top 3 largest buys right now is currently at 4 Ethereum, but the top 3 largest buys are receiving an additional 20% on the top token or on the tokens that they bought. So that's very bullish right there if y'all want to participate in that. Volt Inu at the 8,100 level right now, only down 0.5% right now. Very good to be holding around this level. Matter of fact, let me pull this up so y'all can follow the chart as well. But salute to y'all. See, we got almost 100 people in the building. So this is absolutely crazy. So if y'all remember, we obviously won the Gate IO competition. Then they tried to do something, I don't know, some type of something happened, I don't know, where we were almost, it looked like they were about to list someone else and not us. But as the voltage cannot be stopped. So, they were not forced, but, it would have been dumb not to add Volt Inu. They could see the community size. Remember, I try to tell y'all that these exchanges make money, as well from trading volume. Volt Inu is highly traded. A lot of people buying, selling, holding, and, that generates money. So, how could these exchanges ignore this? Now, one thing that I'm very happy about as well, about getting listed on Gate.io is that this is like kind of, the beginning to some of these bigger exchanges, potentially I think I just seen Volt Inu or Votoshi shooting a shot over there at KuCoin. So exchanges like KuCoin, Coinbase, possibly even Binance one day. That's going to be absolutely crazy. So I'm basically telling y'all that y'all are very early in Volt Inu still. So this goes live September 9th at 6 a.m. I'm gonna just say, what do you think is gonna happen when okay, salute. Hold on, let me you on there, bro?
Hey, what's up, my man?
What's good, man? I told y'all we had a
bro?
guest in the building, man. So shout out to my boy Ozzy, man, for pulling up on us on the stream. All is well, bro.
Honor, brother. It's an honor, brother. It's an honor to meet you, and it's an honor to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you for pulling up, bro. So how is exciting is it, to be, a part of the Volt Army right now, bro? What
bro, I mean, I came in Volt Army, man, hearing the stories that you told us, the stories that Power, Pablo, a couple of other OGs, the stories of shib. And when you, it's all about a nice story, and people love stories. And when you hear what people did with a little bit of money, and they turn into a lot of money, and I can see the same footsteps of Volt Inu following the path of shib, similarities in terms of the community and how we're growing, and we just keep delivering every single day, right? So, I mean, to like you just said it, to be in this early at this stage, I mean, we're like reliving history, you know what I mean? So I'm excited, bro. And like you said, getting Gate.io was a huge challenge, but we didn't give up. We kept on going. We kept on going. I mean, whatever happened in the background, I mean, there's always games behind the scenes that we don't know about, but eventually, we didn't give in. Some did give in, some probably lost their positions, but we saw them buying back up, bro. You know what I mean? So it always happens, once you lose your position, it's very hard to get that position back, right? But like you said, it's a pathway and a door to a whole different, a world of exchanges.
And I like that you said that, we didn't give up. That's what we really want to see from a project, that you want to, determine your, timeline of how long you want to hold it. When you see projects, even in, in the face of negativity, or, games being played and all this type of things happening, when the project, Vatoshi didn't get salty about it. Vatoshi didn't get the, going crazy, dissing them and everything. He just made it work behind the scenes, So I want to say salute to Vatoshi for getting that done right there. The Volt Army just does not give up, y'all. This is, one of my favorite things about this project. It's the community. Now, of course, the team, is doing their thing, but, I love community. That's my big thing right there. I'm all about building communities, engaging with the community, and to be able to always, we got the 24/7 voice chat, to be able to, constantly see all the new videos each and every day from not just, the people that are, watching, but, the people creating content around Volt Inu. That's really big for me as well, because they have communities of their own. So to be able to see them, talking about Volt to their communities, man, I love it. So I want to see a couple of these questions we got in the comment section. Let me see, man. I see all the lightning bolts, man. Y'all voting it up in here. Salute to y'all.
Yeah, man. And just to add to that, DeMarco, I mean, like you said, it's the community, right? So, I mean, even during the quiet times, we see those little buys coming in. When I first started in Volt, I mean, I came from the stock market, so I was accustomed to trading based off of volume. I was a volume trader. So when I saw the volume just not really there, but it was there or not there, I just learned in the beginning that, just those small buys that keep coming in, that's the heartbeat of the project. As long as they keep coming in, that people are holding the floor, and those little buys, they 10x, 100x, 1000x, and people are still holding, man. So there's gonna be people keep coming and going, but the diamond hands, man, they're definitely gonna get rewarded, and they already see it.
And see, one thing, like you spoke about those little buys that come in, when people, throw in, some pocket change or whatever, they buy their initial amount and they see the growth of the project, or they see that 5-10x, that makes them want to go invest even more. That's why I try to share, technical analysis and things like that to, get the community understanding, when it's best times to buy in, how to understand support and resistance areas, just to, kind of paint a more clear picture on, how to be a better informed investor. So, I love seeing all the new people coming to the community. I want to take a second as well just to break down for y'all one quick way to buy Volt Inu for those that are asking in my comments constantly. If you're new to the channel, you probably didn't see the videos, but I told y'all, if you have Coinbase wallet, you can use Coinbase wallet, and all you have to do is just type in Volt Inu. So obviously you would have to have some Ethereum on your Coinbase wallet, but if you don't, then just download Coinbase, the original Coinbase. You can buy Ethereum there and then send it over to your Coinbase wallet. So it's two different wallets. Remember, it's Coinbase and Coinbase wallet. So you send the ETH to the Coinbase wallet, and all you have to do is just type in Volt Inu, and then you will be able to purchase some Volt. It's that simple, y'all. So, and there's also a ton of other ways to buy it as well, but that's like one of the most simple ways that for me. So let me know, do y'all got any question? Oh, Bitmark, no gas fees also. So keep buying LFG, LFG, LFV. I like that. Let's vote for Toshi the GOAT. Salute. So excited. We are all on the first steps to the road to become multi-millionaires. And I definitely believe that, especially with Volt. I believe that Volt Inu will definitely add, some new millionaires, give us that opportunity to make multiple millions through this project. Like I told y'all, we are very early. Let's take a look at the Twitter page real quick, see what else we got going on today. I retweeted a few things, but then we'll take a look at the chart, do a little technical analysis, see where, see what we see, and then we'll go from there, man. But I'm
All right,
definitely
man. Sounds
excited that
good.
y'all pulled up. Will you be at that at the conference in New York?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for the SmartCon conference. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of well-known people coming up to that event. We got the FTX, owner coming up there. We got a whole bunch of other people coming up there. So Volt's gonna be, a big sponsor of that event. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of people from the Volt Army as well coming up to that event.
And the reason why that's extremely dope, I'm trying to find that. Okay, here it is right here. So if y'all take a look at the SmartCon official sponsors list, you can see Volt Inu right here in the middle. This is very bullish for the project, because you got to think about being in front of all these other different projects, all these other CEOs, developers, execs, whatever you want to call it. Once they continuously see Volt Inu all over the place, they're gonna eventually be like, what is this Volt Inu? Let's buy some. They're I believe, do we have billboards in New York?
Yeah, we got billboards. We got billboards right now currently going on in Chicago, Austin,
Yep,
Texas.
think those ones.
We got the buses going on and all over New York City, right? So and we got the buses going on in LA, and there's a whole bunch of other cities that are gonna get voted up, man. And that's just what Volt Inu's been doing. We just keep building, and keep marketing, because even though it might not reflect right away, but we see it, man. We see it happening. We see a lot of people coming into Telegram. We see a lot of new holders coming into crypto, just from marketing. The other day we had a guy in the Telegram come in and say, "Hey, man, I saw the QR code, I scanned it, and I bought 10 grand worth of Volt."
Nice.
And he jumped in the Telegram, bro, just from the bus. You know what I mean? So these little things, right? It adds up. And all it takes is one big whale, one big multi-millionaire or billionaire says, "You know what? I'm gonna invest some money. I'm gonna throw a little bit of chunk in this money." And for him, a little bit of money might be a lot of money. And when he dumps that money on the charts, you know what happens? FOMO kicks in, right? So it's all about getting in before the big move happens, right? And that's one of the reasons why I was messaging you, brother, because we talk about you a lot in the Telegram about your history and your videos and all that stuff. So you got an early in shib, but what was it like for you? Because your story, the Volt Army needs to hear that, because a lot of people just come in and they're looking for a 1-2x, because they're okay with just a 1-2x, and then they'll leave. But to get to generational wealth, to get where you can walk away from your 9 to 5, or do what you got to do. I want to hear your experiences, brother.
Well, for sure, bro. I started off in the stock market investing over there. I'm big on options. That's what I do mostly daily. Sometimes I take a break off here and there, depending on how the market is look. But if it's an easy play in the market, I'll take that. But eventually that led me over to technically, I invested into crypto first, but that was before I understood what I was doing. So my best friend told me about Bitcoin in 2009 or 10. The price was 11 cents. So from that point, I didn't want to invest in it at that time, because I thought it was a scam. So I said, man, get out of here with that. So eventually watching the price go up. I eventually, I started to buy it, but I would paper out as soon as I see a loss, I would sell it right away. I was trying to, flip it, get a little gains. I wasn't looking for, anything too big, but then I kind of walked away from it because it wasn't really serious enough serious money for me to, try to keep messing with it. But then a few years later, I got more involved into, investing into the stock market. So that's when I really took it serious with stocks first, and then, pull back around to cryptos. But I'm still holding Bitcoin from around 2018 still. So like kind of that far back. I think I bought my first Bitcoins around maybe 2012, 2013. Around that time, I first started, dabbling in it. But then got serious into the stock market, started hearing, you know, about this Dogecoin crazy thing. You know, actually before I even before, and I'm talking about heard about it before, like it was crazy, like before it blew up. So I threw some in my portfolio. I'm like, what is this? Okay, I'll grab some Dogecoin as well, just because of what I seen take place with Bitcoin. You know, I was grabbing all the top cryptocurrencies, basically just adding a little bit to my portfolio, and that was kind of my strategy at first, just to, you know, buy a little bit here and there of, you know, each one that I wanted. So eventually.
So you were basically coming from the stock market when the time when it was really hot, like all
Yeah,
the meme coins, all the weed stocks, all the
yeah,
cannabis stocks, like
yeah,
everything was just like, yeah,
yeah.
doing
I was,
really well.
yep. So like the GameStop, AMC, Tesla,
Yeah,
I was in before the big like EV bill went out or whatever. So I was able to, you know, capitalize a lot off of Tesla during that time. Uh,
nice.
yeah, that's probably as far as stocks, I made the most from Tesla. So then eventually I'm like, okay, let me get this Dogecoin. I'm holding it. It's down. I'm talking about I'm down on my money for, I'm probably like maybe like, I don't know, probably I'll just say like 40% down. So every time I look at it, it's making me upset. I'm like, not like really like,
Yeah,
you know, mad, but I'm like, man, this is some BS. So long
because
and
that's huge in the stock market. You know, being down 40% is huge because you're lucky if you get 2 to 5% a day. I mean, day traders, yeah, 12%, but I mean, overall, being
behold,
down 40% is a lot. You bag holding that for a long time, you get bagged, man.
yeah, in the stock market, for y'all that are listening, if you can get, you know, a 5 to 10% gain in a day, that was an excellent day. You know,
Yeah,
so being down that much on my Dogecoin, I'm like, man, it's messing up how my portfolio is looking. But then maybe around like 4 months later, 4 or 5 months later, you start to hear, you know, people picking up on different apps, you know, Wall Street Bets talking about it. You know, people making like a movement. You know, they started to talk about like, hey, have you heard about this Dogecoin? Then it had a little pop. I ended up taking a little profit, and then once the price dropped, I bought back in a little bit, added some more. I'm like, okay, it's looking nice. But then this was the biggest mistake I made with Dogecoin. I thought I did good on it after, you know, another like maybe 3 to 4 months goes past, and this is when Dogecoin is really going crazy. Like not before it broke a cent yet, but it was like the momentum was there for it to, you know, finally be on that path. So I ended up making, you know, some thousands and ended up selling. Now, if I would have held 60 days longer, the amount I sold would have been equal to $250,000 just for holding 60 more days. So this
wow.
is, you know, this kind of showed me, you know, like you have to just diamond hand. You know, that's hodling is the way. Now, of course, you can take some profits along the way. I always say take a little cherry off the top, you know, and whatnot. But you don't ever want to just sell your entire position, especially if you don't if you believe in the project and, you know, you think they have the potential. You always want to hold on to something. That was my mistake. So I sold my bag 60 days later, missed out on $250,000, and because of that got me into shib. So now I'm looking for the next one. So I'm like, okay, let me find this one. End up on some investing forums, end up seeing shib, got in there, and the rest is history. So I
Damn, bro.
yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
But how was it the early days of shib?
it was, so in the beginning, I mean, it was always some excitement there because the community was talking about it, and you know what Dogecoin had just did. So there was some excitement, but there was some times, I'm talking about months, where the price wasn't doing anything but dropping,
Yeah.
and people, you know, complaining, people falling out, you know. But you know, I already understood. I already made my mistake with Doge, so I'm like, I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding. You know, so eventually, you know, around April, uh, around that time, we start to see it kind of go crazy. April, May, I think it was.
So
So
that was like an 8 month period where it was like flat, right? Or
yeah,
like,
so for the first about 8 months,
yeah.
she damn near like was dead. You know, if you put in a thousand
Damn, bro.
dollars at that time, your $1,000 went all the way down to $1. So
Yeah.
I want y'all to remember that. If you put in $1,000 as shib in the beginning, the people that put it a thousand in, their 1,000 went to $1 before we seen shib break out. So you got to just remember, you know, even when the price is pulling back, that's why it's always important to dollar cost average in, because you can accumulate more during the time when it's down. Because when it goes up, you don't get there's no preparatory command or anything that lets you know, like, hey, it's about to go up, except for, of course, looking at the chart. But once it moves, it's gone. And if you're not already positioned, if you're not already in, then, you're most likely going to miss out on that. And that's what I feel is happening with Volt Inu right now. We got probably the strongest marketing that I've seen over my entire channel, out of everything that I've covered. Of course, Shib is doing, his thing, but like actually, like the team, especially a project around this size, this is the best and most marketing that I've seen anyone put into a project. So that also tells me that, there's a lot of potential inside of this project that has yet to blow up yet. So with us getting all these buses, these billboards, influencers, athletes, these are people who have networks who are, if we connect the dots, going to eventually get the word out enough to where we start to see TikTok people, the Wall Street bets and all them come back around and try to potentially do that with Volt Inu. I think Volt Inu is a prime project to try that out with once it catches on to the masses. But, it just takes, a lot of getting in front of people, a lot of reminders, keeping people up to date with it. And that's exactly what we're doing over here. So those of y'all that, are feeling, unsure, just remember the people who put $1,000 into SHIB, it turned to $1. But guess what? If they held on, they made multiple millions off of that. So look at how much it contracted, it shrank, it pulled back, corrected, whatever you want to call it. And then, it ended up blowing up. So don't just think because the price pulling back that, the project is over with. That's just your chance to accumulate more, and always do it wisely as well. I want to say that. But
I've witnessed that myself in Volt, man. I've seen what happened, and I've been in the project since the beginning. I've seen the multiple waves, the ups and downs, but I've seen how, we're able to sometimes dollar cost average, double down, just add more to your position. And when you get back to all-time high, I mean, you just laughing, bro, because you banking. You just made it huge, right? Mm-hmm. But you got a diamond hand, because even me personally, like me coming in Volt early stages, I came from the stock market. I was in a little bit of the Tesla run. I was in AMC. Didn't sell at the top though, got in a little bit late. But when I got in Volt, man, I was trying to look for a project where I can get into something where I got in Doge late, got in SHIB late, but where can I find the next one I get in early? You know what I mean? And after hearing your guys' stories and a couple other OGs, I mean, you just got to be able to hold. And because even if you make 1-2 million, I mean, it's still not enough for you to quit. You know what I mean? With this day and age, like you that 1-2 million, you can only buy a house and that's it. You still got to work. If you want to make it big, you got to hold. You got to hold to make that generational wealth. So we've seen a lot of people come and go. We've seen the community, just like how you said, people complaining this and that. But a lot of people coming in, and we just see the regulars keep growing, right? And that's what it is, man. So we trying to follow. We always trying to look up to SHIB, because SHIB, I think, in my opinion, had one of the greatest runs in crypto history. And if we can look up to them and follow their footsteps and learn from what they did right, especially following OGs like yourself who were able to witness that and bring that in and share those stories, it gives us really good hopes, to hold,
And if you haven't, for those of y'all watching, if you haven't got your first, 10x, 50x, 100x yet in crypto, it's coming. You just got to stay down for the come up, and when you finally get that, it's going to blow your mind, because then you see, of course you get hit with that, like, why didn't I buy more? You'll wish you bought more. I think that's what a lot of people are going to feel with Volt Inu when the price starts, eating at zero and just kind of going crazy again. We're going to have a lot of people that just wish they bought more. That's what I say. So, remember that when the price is lower in these levels that we're seeing, it's a chance to accumulate. You also make a lot of money by not just the price going up high, because let's say if the price goes up high, but you only have one token, what is that going to do? So you want to make sure you have, a nice bag. That's why I say dollar cost average into it. The more you accumulate over time, the better off you'll be once we start to see that breakout. You won't even need, how some people, like, let's say they shoot for whatever number, like 1 cent with SHIB. If you have a big enough bag size, you can make 1-2 million before it even gets to the 1 cent level. You just have to do the math, continue to add to your bag, and you'll see that, okay, if I have this many tokens and the price breaks out to here, that would give me 500,000, or that would give me, $1 million. You don't have to always just wait for it to go to whatever price target you're aiming for. The key, one of the tricks is to accumulate more as well, so that way you can take advantage of it. Like I just seen an interview from the shib whale. So he's one of the top whales in shib, the 5 something billion wallet. I think it's down to like maybe 3.5 billion now. But listening to a little bit of his story as well, and one of his key things that he did was just buy more tokens than other people. That was his simple strategy. He said he just wanted to have more tokens than his friends. It wasn't anything special to it. It wasn't, so that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Having a lot of tokens really matters. You want to have a big bag. Now, of course, whatever big can be, whatever it is to you, but just, understand that you don't want to just be sitting there with $1 in Volt, and then the price and you're sitting there, looking crazy. We're trying to tell y'all now, what's about to happen. So salute to y'all. Let's see. Ricky says, eat the cherry, leave the cake alone. I agree with that. Always, I always say, take a little cherry off the top to reward yourself, for the risk that you took. That's just wise investing. Now, of course, for those that just don't plan on selling at all for whatever reasons, they could say like, or into a certain time period. Like, let's say if you're holding Volt for 3 years, you might say, I'm not taking any profit for the next 3 years. That's fine. But, if we see anything crazy happening along the way, you definitely may want to take, just a little cherry off the top, just something that, say good job, because it'll not only, rewards you and puts a little money in your pocket, but it also gives you the confidence, to keep going, even when things get rough, just in case you see the price pull back a little bit, you won't be as, offended or upset about it if you, had a cherry or two along the way. That's what usually works for me. So,
yeah. And that's really good advice, especially right now, since we're going through a phase where, as you can see, all the influencers and all the chart masters are charting a breakout for Volt, so these are definitely the times when, you get tested, your emotions, you're going to see your accounts jump up thousands of dollars, and, you're going to want to ask yourself, do I want to take it all out, or do I want to live off of, cut down my whole tree, or do I want to take out an apple, like you said,
Exactly. And then, you'll end up being in that position where if you would have held a few more days, whatever, it could be months. But, when you finally see that price at where it's going to be at, you will be upset if you cut that entire tree down, and you don't have any more in your position. So, that's what happened with me with Doge. I learned my lesson there, even though I thought I made good money off of it. But, if I for 60 more days, $250,000 is, not that bad. But
yeah, man, that's a lot of money, bro.
I mean, especially
in crypto.
Yeah, for sure. I end up making it back, eventually, but just the fact that I left that on the table was a stinging learning lesson. I thought my Bitcoin learning lesson was, one, but you get these lessons when you go around the block a few times. There's going to always be, something new that you, see, or, you have to understand once you make it to different levels. And that's all a part of the journey, so that's why I say to reward yourself along the way. So that way, you can get like a release of, like positivity or whatever it is when you do something good for yourself. It feels good. So that way it'll make you want to do it more,
Exactly. Yeah, man. Lesson so that you become a better trader.
Mm-hmm. So no matter the listings or the utilities, only the community will make you vote to the top. We are Volt Army. And like just thinking, like how early we are in this project is absolutely crazy, because Volt is what, 7-8 months now.
Yeah, we started end of December, right? So almost 9 months.
Okay, so and think about that. She didn't even start to twitch, kind of until, I mean, it has some small level ups and downs, but it didn't really do anything serious until after that phase. So think about, all the railroads that Volt Inu has been laying out, all the railroad tracks, all the, the foundation that, we're seeing being put out in front of us. That's what a lot of people may not recognize, that all this different work that we're seeing going on right now, this is the foundation. This is not the the Volt explosion. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to keep that in mind. You know, it's still very, very early for this project. Normally you see projects, you know, have a little pump and dump or die off by now, but that's not Volt, you know, and I'm speaking from, I always keep it 100 with y'all, you know, that's what I believe. So I'm gonna be holding Volt, you know, minimum 1 to 3 years. One to 3 years before I take any, unless we just blast off before that's my timeline before I try to, take any kind of significant profit. I mean, I got some profit along the way here and there, some nice, cherries, but I really want to, I think this is that multi-million-dollar play, and I'm willing to give it. That's what I'm basically trying to let y'all know. I'm willing to give this project 1 to 3 years to do
you
what
want to see it fully through. You want to see it. You want to see it through the mini bull run that we got going on, through the bear market, and through the actual bull run.
Exactly.
Because man, like these little things, like in a bull run, like just a website update, brother, you get like a 5-10x in just a small update, but in the bull run, man, I see Volt just going to a whole different level, man, that is going to shock a lot of people. So you're right about that, man. 1 to 3 years is definitely a long-term investment move there.
So I'm gonna pull it up on a chart real quick to take a look, see where we are.
We're holding really well, man. We're holding really well.
So these orange lines y'all see up here, this is just like a standard pivot. They call it different things depending on what you're using, but it basically allows you to know when we got some basically some areas that the price hasn't been in for a while. This kind of lets us know, or gives us a heads up where people are, likely to take some profit, or where we're likely to see, some support. So as you can see here, we broke out. Once we break past this, they put it as the P is pivot, R1 resistance 1, R2 resistance 2, R3 resistance 3. So we could see that once the price it tested this R1, came back down around the pivot level, and it broke under just a little bit, and things always happen like that. Why? Because smart money wants to shake people out. The ones who aren't serious, the ones who don't really believe, they're going to be shaken out by these types of movements once the price drops below these levels. But then what do you see happen right after that? The price breaks right back above it, comes back to retest it again as a support now, and then it's just gone from there. So breakthrough R1. Once we see it continuously moving through past the R1 level, we can guess or say it most likely will see some resistance around R2. But once we broke through the R2, came back to test this support right here and started to move up, now we know it's most likely going to R3. And that's exactly what took place to the line. And this was new area. So I want y'all to learn this indicator, so that way you can, if the price goes crazy, if it just breaks out, this is how some people don't understand how to take profit near the top. And I'm not saying you have to take some profit. You could even use this as an opportunity to see where it will break out to, and also where it will find support in case you want to add more to your bag. So but this is one thing you want to watch out for, so that way you can understand what's going to take place. So when you see the price breaking out, you won't feel bad if you already know how to use this indicator, and you can see, okay, people are likely to take profit around this range, so I should be prepared for that. Maybe I may join them and take some profit. Maybe I'm waiting for that profit taking to start, and then I'm waiting for that correction, so I could load up on a correction, or whatever your strategy is. But you want to know how to use these different indicators, so that way you're just better informed.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's actually, it's funny you bring that up. That's actually one of my favorite indicators, the pivot points.
Nice.
It definitely gives you an idea, right? And as you can see, over the last couple of weeks, months, we've been holding tight, man, around support. We hit resistance, we hit support, resistance, and the sellers are getting exhausted.
Yeah, it's looking like we're definitely going to be taking this zero out.
Yeah, I think we're going to eat that zero for breakfast.
Yeah, for sure. That zero is toast. So right now, let me see. RSI is at 61. MACD hasn't yet crossed over. So y'all take a look at this MACD here. So let me try to zoom in a little more so y'all can see this better. But if you take a look at this blue line right here, it's close to crossing over this red line. Once it does that, that is extremely bullish. That's like almost like to me, it's more of a lagging indicator, because once you see it cross, the price is already, you know, moving. But you want to watch it when it's getting really close to that level, you know, when it's showing that it wants to, you know, cross over this red line here, because that's when we're gonna see a lot of smart money step in. Especially the RSI is at 60, but we know that as long as it's not over 70, it's not considered over bought yet. So people may still push the price up. We may, you know, we may break out of this range, see.
And I've noticed our volume has gone up a little bit more too. We've gained at least a 2x on our volume.
Yep, I can see that. And volume is usually a leading indicator. So when you start to see volume picking up, like how we're seeing, you know, more trading going on, that's a sign that the money is, you know, pulling up, you know, so keep that in mind as well. So we see more money flowing. We see our MACD about to cross over. RSI isn't, you know, I'm not getting a good, normally I like to see it, you know, when all these indicators are lined up, I like to see the RSI a little lower. So that way we know that, you know, we're getting it for a very, once it's oversold, that means people are they don't understand the value of the asset that they're holding. So they continue to sell, and then eventually smart money comes in and happily scoops that up. So I would like to see the RSI pull back just a little bit more. Maybe we may see that. We may trade sideways and get the RSI down a little bit, which we're already kind of, this is a 1 hour chart. Let me go to day chart, 4 hour. And that's another key thing too to keep in mind. A lot of people pay attention to, you know, the small time frames. You know, sometimes you want to zoom out, you know, and take a look at.
Yeah, you can't do that in DeFi. You know, you're not day trading it.
Yeah,
you know, you got to look at the 4 hour or the daily, right? I mean, looking at the 5 minute, 15-minute chart is going to confuse the hell out of you. You know, you got to factor in all those taxes and all that stuff in them candles, right? But yeah, you're right. 4 hour. Funny enough, today I was actually looking at the weekly, and the weekly was I was loving the weekly chart. But yeah, 4 hour is definitely the way to go.
Okay, so looking at the 4 hour, we got a little different picture. Our volume is really up. MACD is crossing over from the top, so we could see it cool off a little bit, which in the RSI here is over a 70, which will likely cool off, you know, to get you know, to shake some people out, basically, you know, you know, that's how that happens. Get some panic selling going, get some people to FOMO out of their positions, or FUD themselves out of their positions, and then we always see smart money step back in, you know. So I really try to, you know, help y'all become as smart as possible, you know, or trade similar to smart money by understanding what they will do. Now we can see the mid Bollinger Band here. We are sitting on this resistance 2 right now as a support on the 4 hour. We got the mid Bollinger Band right after that. So that tells me that either we'll be holding this level for a support, or we're going to come down and possibly test that mid Bollinger Band, which will put us around, the mid Bollinger Band is about the 85 level. So around that 85 level, potentially that would scare a few people, shake some people out. Smart money will step in, buy some more most likely, and then take the price up from here. Because right now, look at all this value. You know, it did taper off for a second, you know, but that's natural. When you see the price going crazy, you know, when it's blasting off, it's gonna naturally have a correction. That's just all a part of it. Don't be afraid of the corrections. The corrections are what you should actually be looking for, because that's the opportunity to, you know, load up again, you know, refuel.
I love it, man. That's an excellent breakdown of it.
So yeah, things are looking good right now. Let's go back to the Twitter. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter as well at DecemberDeMarco. Follow Ozzy as well. But yeah, let's just take a look at
it. Yeah, man. Twitter's live, man. Twitter's live going on, and we got that NYC event going on, the VDSC event going on September 30th. So a lot of people looking forward to that as well, man. That's going to be a huge turnout. That's for the exclusive Volt Army, or for the people holding, you know, the NFT dragons. to get into VIP access as well.
And if you haven't checked out these VDSC NFTs yet, y'all, you definitely want to come check these out. These are the official NFTs of the Volt Inu community. So, I got about 5 of them, but I'm diamond handed mine because, we get special rewards that, we receive from just holding the NFTs. But if you sell or, transform or anything like that, then you won't get those rewards. So basically, some type of passive income just for holding on to these NFTs. Very exciting. Nothing stronger than diamond voted hands in crypto. From the VDSC page. So y'all just want to, make sure y'all come get tapped in with everything going on in the Volt community. This is how you can strengthen, that timeline. If you're not sure, how confident you are in the project, then you got to do some more DD. Come do the due diligence. Come look into it. Come see what the engagement is like. Come see what the team is working on. Come, talk to the community. See what's just going on. That way you can have more certainty, and that will help you increase your timeline. Some people say, how can you? And shout out to y'all for the super chats too. I seen y'all in the building, man. Salute. But people that how do people how can I be okay holding 1 to 3 years? Because I believe in the project. Most likely, obviously, a year is really small in the space, but that's just the level that I'm looking to, possibly get some, some juicy gains. But 3 years, though, is more of a timeline that gives a real project the time to mature. It gives it the time to really get out there, get in front of the people, and all those different things that is just, it has to take, it doesn't happen overnight. If you got in this and you're just waiting for $1 million next weekend, it doesn't work like that. You got to grind it out, and eventually it will pay off. I always see all the effort that I put into learning, that's why you want to read the books, that's why you want to take the courses, you want to study, absorb as much of this information as you can, because you'll see sometimes like 1,000x return on that investment into your education or that time that you put into studying, so you can understand what you're doing. That's how you take advantage of these different plays, because there's a lot of opportunities in the markets, but if you don't have the knowledge on how to take advantage of them, then you miss out on that. Like trading options, you can make a lot of money, but a lot of people don't understand trading options. So, but there's money to be made every single day, weekdays in the markets. And
That's exactly it, bro. You just got to put the time and effort in it, I mean, I started learning trading during COVID. I was stuck in the house and, or I was working, but I couldn't really go out. So I would just start learning, and that's how, the more time you put into it. And just to add to what you said, just think about it this way. Would you rather spend the next 1 to 2 years investing, researching and learning and making it big, and sacrificing, or rather work 9 to 5 for the rest of your life and still end up broke and retire broke, and it's all about how much effort you put into it. So you're right about that, brother.
Mm-hmm. Like Warren Buffett says, I love one of my favorite saying, time in the market beats timing the market. Trying to wait for that perfect moment, there isn't one. Some people, of course, get lucky, slip on a banana peel, just, end up in the right place at the right time, somehow. But for the majority of, everyone, watching and learning, it's going to really take some time in the market. You have to put that time and service in. You got to, not only just being around the markets, just, because you could sit and you could have known about crypto or these markets for, a year or two already. But if you're not actively learning, if you're not actively, testing yourself, to see, what did you learn or comprehend, then you won't get anywhere. You'll just be still sitting on the sidelines, waiting for something that's not going to happen for you. You have to get in there, roll up those sleeves. Don't be afraid to learn. It will pay off. That's what you just got to keep in mind. And I'm very excited, to be a part of this project, because I think this project is going to give people that opportunity to see what I'm talking about, by having that time in the market, by accumulating dollar cost averaging in. I think Volt Inu is basically the perfect project to, basically all the little things that I tell y'all on the channel. Volt Inu fits, it really does. So think about it. We got Volti change coming. If that's going to be crazy.
So in your experience, like you see now Volt getting listed on Gate, what would you say compared to when Shiba made the similar type of moves? Would you compare it to that of what's going on, or how would you How would you put that in
Definitely.
your words?
So it definitely very similar because Sheeb just had a strong community in the beginning. People who were just who really believed. So that's what it takes. And once you start to see those exchanges start to list, that tells us that our belief is right. And that gives people even more confidence, which I'm seeing take place in the Volt army as well. I see the investors, the holders get more and more confident every day about the project. So that's kind of what took place with Sheep. And then that bullish sentiment spread it into the rest of the spread it to the rest of the right people that started these trends of let's push it to the dogecoin killer. So I'm just I'm excited right now because
we can already see that because I mean, just from the announcement, less than 24 hours of Gate.io making their official announcement, we've already gained so many more holders. We've already gained around 50%, and we're retracing a little bit. I mean, that was bound to happen. We had to cool off a little bit. How far we went up, but I mean, I could see similar type of moves at what's going on. And like you said, man, the Gate.io is a passage and a door to a whole different world of different exchanges coming in. And once those tier ones come in, I mean, you can see, like you said, the confidence and the whales that are waiting in the sidelines, who only buy on these exchanges, are definitely going to be excited for this moment. Because now it just solidifies us as we're on a whole different level of trading.
And then this is what happens, as long as we keep doing what we got to do, the exchanges will start to FOMO. So we'll get that, they'll be knocking at the door, trying to do everything they can to, get in with the community, because these exchanges, they want to make money too. They're not, they're in this for, to make money as well. So they're not just going to want to see a project doing so well, breaking record levels, all over the place, doing a ton of marketing and not want to get in on the action. They're definitely going to want to get involved and, see where they fit in. And I think, that triggers, like, once we see one from the Gate.io listing already, all the exchanges underneath that are going to be lining up to add Volt anyway, because they some exchanges, they dream to be the bigger exchanges. So we're going to see a lot of people take that path by just voluntary listing Volt. But then we're also knocking on the doors of some of these big dogs where they can't ignore us for too long. They'll trust me, they're paying attention, but they will play like they're not. They will play like they never heard of this project before. But
yeah, they're teasing us right now on Twitter as well.
Yeah,
like you saw OKX, they're teasing us, KuCoin, this and that. Botoshi teasing us as well.
And we're supposed to get 2 tier ones in September, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. That's
okay.
Correct.
Yeah, so think about that, y'all. There's a saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. There's gonna be people who wisely invest, load up to that point, and they're gonna be taking some cherries around that time. You just don't want to miss out on it. We know that we got these bullish catalysts coming up. We got VoltiChange. Yep. Think about, that's what that is going to be absolutely crazy when VoltiChange drops.
That's going to be crazy, man. And like you said it, man, like these exchanges are just like big holders, and these holders, think of it like this way: they like to compete with other holders as well. The exchanges, Crypto.com, Binance, Gate.io, KuCoin, they're all going to be competing with each other. Right, so they're going to be buying up that supply.
Exactly, and then what happens when that takes place? The supply and demand. The less supply around, the higher the demand goes. So very excited. Then think about VoltiChange, all these different projects that are going to be listed. We already got a ton of projects lined up, to be listed on VoltiChange already. But then think about how much marketing that we get from that. All these different projects are going to be talking about, we are now listed on VoltiChange, or, we're VoltiChange.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy because what we do sometimes, like sometimes in like some of the AMAs, we go look at SHIB's charts, and we look at their holders, and we see Gate.io up there. We see how many wallets they got up there. We look at Binance, we see how many wallets they got up there. We see, Crypto.com, we see Gate.io, we see the 3 wallets that they got there. You know what I mean? And it's only a matter of time where those guys are going to have their wallets in Volt Inu as well, right? And then we go down to look at the 1,000 holder, the 1,000 holder in shib, look how much he got. And then the 1,000 holder in Volt Inu, how much he got. And it just shows you an opportunity for you to get into that 1,000 holder.
I like that comparison, like actually taking a look at the holders list, the wallets, and taking a look at that. And this is, I really just want y'all to do as much due diligence as possible, so that way you can have the confidence yourself. Because I can't tell you to go buy it. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you to buy or sell. Y'all know this is not financial advice. It's just what I believe. But I really want y'all to do that due diligence, so that way you don't get left out. So that way you can have that way you got the confidence to be able to continue to add to your position on the dips. Sometimes it can get scary, if you're not confident in a project and you see a dip, then you see another dip, and you see another dip. You're like, man, I don't know, man. But if you know what Vitoshi is working on and you believe in this project, that is nothing more than a discount opportunity for you every time you see that take place. I love when I see discounts in the market. I come scooping it up, because why would I want to pay a higher price for something that I could pay a cheaper price for? It's value investing. Of course, we know the value of it is higher than the price that we're paying. That's what we're looking to do, and that's what a dip in the chart gives you the opportunity to do. You got to remember that. A lot of people associate, when they see red and green, they associate that like stoplights. Green means go, red means stop or no or don't. And that's what some people I see implement into their investing. When they see all the red candles, they say don't go, don't buy. But then when they see all the green candles, they say go, do buy. But really, you're chasing candles now. You're paying a higher price. You're putting your money on top of everybody else's money versus putting it at a lower spot and then letting everybody else pile on top of you. That's the way that you want to invest. You don't want to chase the green candles, because then you're paying a higher price. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. 2 more tier 1s in September after gate listing. Shout out to Vulture 6. Shout out to Way Better. Appreciate the super chat. Said thanks DeMarco for your hard work for the Volt community. Man, it's easy work, man. No, I'm just messing with you.
It's gonna be a voted month, man. There's a lot of stuff coming, so everyone's excited, man, and I like it. I like it like that. Like everyone, and a lot of people have been waiting for this moment. So, diamond hands are definitely going to be rewarded.
And see, it feels, I'm just joking around or whatever there, but it's definitely, it feels good. Like when you're doing something that you enjoy doing, I'm already, looking for good projects, to be a part of this project, it's like, this is what I get to do for a living, So, if y'all haven't reached that level where you're financially free, you haven't, you still have to work a job, man. Y'all time is coming, man. Just stay down for the come up. I'm telling you, you'll hate that if you leave this journey, you get shaken out somewhere along the line. You're gonna hate it when you look back in a few years and say, wow, all these prices are a lot higher than when I was investing. That's what happened to me. That's what it took me years of doing that before I finally just bought some Bitcoin. You don't want to have to make the same mistakes everyone else makes. You want to be able to learn from people. You can take that information, keep what you need, discard what you don't, but take the information, learn from others, and apply it to yourself, and you'll see, a change. You'll see a benefit happening. You don't do the work and get nothing. It doesn't work like that in investing. You do the work, you get something. Keep that in mind. But let's see. We got another one here, I think. When will Shiba Inu metaverse release? They're talking about, they got the people in place. They got the team in place to do it, but I think they only so far raised maybe around 15 million for it. So, it's going to be tough to slap a metaverse together with just that amount. Don't get me wrong. They can definitely do it, but it was supposed to be like a AAA, like I'm talking about like best thing we've seen, type of metaverse. So I'm still a little, I'm unsure, when it will be released. I'm sure the team will deliver. They always do, but just keep that in mind that we could possibly need to raise some more funds for that. So let's see what else. A voltage September, most definitely, and this is something that's going to happen too. As we get closer and closer to all these catalysts, the price is going to move up. Are you going to wait until you see the green candles all over the chart before you, do what you got to do? Or, are you going to take the initiative now to, position yourselves? Be wise about this. Don't go chasing green candles. I mean, unless that's just your style. If that's your style of investing, you don't really like to make money like that, then do what you got to do. But and then sometimes too, it's not always just a sin to buy green candles, because if the price is taking off, you could be buying in at a level where it could still, blast off beyond that point. But this is why you just want to understand, that it's important to take advantage of the discounts in the market. We got Gravedigger Tool said, I FOMO in on red candles. That's the way to be. That's the way to do it.
That's when you get in, when you see that royal flush, I remember a video you made a couple weeks ago. It was probably 80-90% from where we at right now, when you called it. I mean, you asked everyone to load up. We were in like the 4s, I believe, or the 5s. And from there, from then till now, I mean, yeah, that's about 80-90%, That was a huge dip.
Yep.
Opportunity.
And that's what I try to, let everybody know, this ain't for our health. This is for our financial health, but we ain't just talking, this is real information. You really want to take the information, process it, and get to work.
Yeah, because you want to buy at a level where your risk to reward it makes sense, right? If you're going to buy left, right on the top, you're going to be trading with emotions, right? But if you're buying at the bottom and, obviously, that dip's going to get eaten up within smart money right away, with the next 2-3 days, you're going to be chilling, right? Because you got nothing to worry about. You're already up the money. You're up in the money, But if you're buying at spots where you're not sure of, and you trade with emotions, I mean, that's what happens, right? A lot of people trade with real money too, right? A lot of people, when they come from the market, I remember when I was learning, I was paper trading, right? I mean, when you trade in paper trading, you're a whole different trader because you're not trading with real money.
Exactly.
You discipline yourself, you create habits, you delete FOMO, and you become strict. You set targets, and you're like, I'm not buying till it comes to this price, no matter what happens. I don't care. It goes. You know what I mean? It'll be a next one, right? And you create these habits in you that just makes you a better overall trader.
And that's where the saying comes from, plan your trade and trade your plan, stick to it. So once you make that plan, stick with it, don't just get to jumping all over the place, because then you never can, in the beginning, I used to document every single trade, my decision behind making the trade, how was the market conditions at the time I made the trade, was I right, was I wrong, why was I wrong, why was I right, and constantly, trying to just become better and better until eventually I understood what I was doing, where it was literally a moment in options trading where everything just kind of clicked. It just all went together, like, whoa, and when you get to that point, it's so powerful. Like it's a feeling that, I just wish that all y'all get to experience, because, that's why I say, when you put the work in, you get the results back. And then once you learn what you're doing, nobody can take that from you. You can always use this skill. This is a skill, you can make a lot of money, doing it. Of course, you can lose a lot of money too, but this is why you learn what you're doing, and also, it's good to paper trade. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with paper trading, but, you want to also remember that you're not going to be moving the same way with fake numbers on the screen versus how you would move, with your real money in there. So maybe if you want to paper trade, just to understand, the dips, understand, what certain patterns look like, candles, how they use certain indicators, just to test it out right there. That's fine. But then eventually you want to take that leap to where you're really, getting your hands, rolling up the sleeves and getting in there.
Yes, sir.
So let's see. We got another super chat just came in. Shout out to Taylor Canto. Said, I either win or I learn. That's what it boils down to. I love that you just said that. I either win or I learn. That's fire. That's fire. I might have to make that a video title. That's fire. Because I 100% agree with that. You're not, even if you lose a little money, look, this is why you invest wisely, because if you're investing, and let's say you lose a little bit, it shouldn't be a ton of money, because you don't got no business just going to throw the whole house in there anyway. You want a dollar cost average, so that way at one time you're never taking too much of a loss. you always get to, and if the price does pull back, you get to take advantage of that. So, either you're learning, or let's say you get lucky, you did, you not even just luck, but it pays off, and you get in that position where you win. That happens. It really does. Just if you haven't hit your 100x yet, it's coming. You just got to stay in the market. Continue to do your research. Continue to look for these projects. Continue to invest. Do your due diligence on Volt Inu. I really believe this is one of those projects that we, have to keep our eye on. I think I just seen like an infographic or something like that. It was showing Volt Inu at Dogecoin's market cap, where it's at now. I believe it's like a 225x from where we are right now.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and do I believe that Volt Inu can reach in those levels? I absolutely do. We got, if y'all would have seen Dogecoin at first, it was literally a joke. Like, it was literally a joke. Not like there was nowhere near the type of things that we're doing right now with Volt Inu happening in Dogecoin. There was no reasons. There was just because people said, let's do it. So imagine having that same type of community, but with utility, with a solid, debt. We can't lose. Just give it time. That's all I think we need. What's the best DEX to buy Volt? What would you say, Ozzy? What's one of your favorite?
I mean, I would say either use Swap or Uniswap.
Okay. So that's like the standard, for y'all that watch the channel. If you see any of the ERC20 type tokens that we buy, connecting a MetaMask wallet over to Uniswap and trading the ETH for whichever project that you're looking to buy. So Uniswap possibly. Okay, we got shout out to Noriel said ever swap until Volti change.
Yeah, that's the way, man. I usually keep all my crypto in a ledger, so I don't even touch hot wallets anymore, man, because my story is obviously when I even came in crypto, I got scammed as well. I got scammed a big amount, and I learned from that, and ever since then I've been just dealing with ledgers. So even your ledger, man, you can connect that to Uniswap as well, or EverSwap.
So keep that in mind, y'all. I always tell y'all, to never put all your eggs in one basket, and make sure that you understand. If you don't control the keys, then you don't really, control the crypto. It's up to these exchanges. So you can use it, whichever exchange you like. You can put it right in your cold wallet if that's what you want to do. Your ledger, which I recommend. I definitely rock with them, and just be able to know that you're in control, and know that one day you're not going to wake up and you're just ass out basically somehow because some exchange went down or whatever the case is. So we got a comment says the difference between SHIB and Volt is our circulating supply is much smaller. Think about that, people. Connect the dots. DecemberDeMarco, would they have to raise money for shibaswap 2.0? No, I don't really think so. That's more of like, it doesn't take too much to do that, to build out the swap, and they're just updating it already. We got shibaswap. Salute to A Fritz. Got my pet dragon 2868 gold, everything, only one I got. Dope. Dollar cost average if you buy high. So this is something that's very important to know as well. If you bought in at a high price, you can bring that overall price down by taking advantage of those dips. That's one way to basically get out of the hole. You got to buy up the dip, so that way once the price once you hold a certain amount of coins and the price returns over a certain level, you'll break even or even end up making some money. When Lambo said King Ozzy, what's up? Send it. Voted September. And if y'all could, just take a look at the comments, man, like look at our community. Like I don't see.
It's always good to have separate wallets too, right? Especially if you're dollar cost averaging. Like if you bought, if you bought really high in one wallet, you might want a dollar cost average on that wallet. compared to mixing that with a wallet that you already bought, like, in December or January. You know what I mean? Have multiple wallets, and just be safe. We preach that a lot in the Telegram. A lot of guys in Telegram every single day telling people to get the ledger, man, because there's a lot of scammers out there, and especially Volt right now. The popularity is growing, and there's a lot of people just coming in Telegram and asking questions. So just guys, be safe. That's what we preach every day in the Volt Army.
And everybody remember as well that the overall crypto market is down, about $2 trillion. So think about once that money returns back into the space, where things will be at. Even all the market caps of all the top coins will be increased. They'll be a lot higher than where they are right now. So I definitely believe that gives us the room to wiggle our way up there, get in where we fit in, and possibly start, trying to break that top 20, top 10 list, But it's gonna take some time though. That's the thing y'all gotta remember. You gotta give it time. You gotta really let it play out. You gotta go through the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the ugly. It can get ugly. It's not only good and bad. It can, some things can come in a market. Some macro or micro economic things that take place, and it could really affect the overall markets, like we're seeing now. The war in Russia, supply chain issues. Inflation. All these different things that are taking place right now. You got to take all that into account. But I think we're in a good position right now because the overall market is down. So think about it. You get the opportunity at a $20,000 Bitcoin. This is, years back pricing that you get to, basically go back. I mean, of course, during COVID, it dropped a lot lower, but, this is an all-time high level for the 2017 people. You know what I'm saying? So
we're starting to realize, like, you can probably comment on this as well, is that Bitcoin at 20 grand, I mean, it's holding really well, and we start to understand that a trillion or a little bit less under a trillion is the floor for crypto, so you're literally buying at the floor. I mean, these guys have been trying to short this. They've had many opportunities to try to short Bitcoin, to try what they're trying to get it to, and it's just not happening.
And they were trying hard.
Yeah, man, they're trying hard. And I remember last week looking at it, and I think it was Thursday or Friday, and the volume I saw in Bitcoin, I'm like, God damn, I haven't seen this volume since 2017. And this was one of the exchanges on OKX. It was just going crazy on Bitcoin, right? So it just tells you that there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. And like you said, man, it's a game of patience.
Exactly. Diamond hands wins. Let's see. Can Volt hit 1 cent or even $1 within 5 years at the rate we're headed? Hey man, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I remember being in Dogecoin when I was hearing people say 1 cent, it sounded crazy. I'm like, psh. But that, of course, that was coming from the stock market as well. So I wasn't expecting, man, see that type of. And then you get this. You got to remember the meme coin, phase is kind of new still. This is still a new area that we're in. So, but anything can happen. Just imagine Volt Inu at 1 cent. I'm not sure what the market cap for that would have to be, but it's definitely possible. With the growth in the market, anything is possible. We got to think. They expect by 2030 for the metaverse industry, or basically to be at like 1 trillion. So imagine where crypto will be by that time. If we see a $10 trillion market cap in crypto,
oh man,
then what?
We're talking about Bitcoin over 150 grand.
Oh, it's
grand.
I'm definitely in belief that it will happen.
Yeah,
I'm holding some Bitcoin. I got Bitcoins just to sell at over 100,000. Those ones that I'm just, because I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. That's what it is. It could be 3 years, it could be 5 years. But this is what I learned. One thing that one of my cousins helped me learn. It was outside of investing, but one thing he told me was the time is going to pass anyway. So no matter if it takes 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, the time is going to pass anyway. So why not stay down for the come up? Unless you plan on dying or something, within that time. But if not, then the time is going to pass. It's going to go past. So you get the opportunity to really take advantage of this asset. We're seeing a very one of the biggest wealth transfers in history take place, and it's happening through these types of assets. It's happening through several ways, but this is really a big front of it. This is, where we can see a lot of the action right here. This is, making people that didn't have a chance normally at becoming, millionaires have the opportunity to become, millionaires.
We're getting in really, really super early, before this thing takes over. I really believe what you said there.
She said, hello, DecemberDeMarco and Ozzy. I am ready for Volt to take off, man. We are over here waiting with you too, Yvonne. So got the Serena VDSC as the profile picture. That's dope. Appreciate you for the super chat.
Yeah, Yvonne got the 1 of 1. She's actually got 2 of 1 of 1s. Right. So she's voted up, man.
Nice. See, J Volt said Volt is a beast. I got somebody else here in the comments saying, I usually don't like to spread FUD, but I like to take the opportunity for, people who might misunderstand to educate them, inform them. So that way, we could possibly bring them to the fam. But somebody said Volt is a scam coin and it will destroy people. Trust me. I think that's highly false. We could see already, Volt is not a scam. Volt had several opportunity to, run off already if they wanted to, they deliver on everything they tell us that, they're going to deliver. So, we haven't seen, any reason for what you're saying to be true. You got to come with some facts. Why do you feel that way? What do you feel about the project, that you don't like, or, what's something that makes you feel like it may be a scam coin, and we could, possibly, educate you and, bring you over to the light, man, to the Volt. Sometimes, you can create a, you don't want to make, you don't want to get like bad blood with people, if you got an opportunity to smooth things out with people.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to kill them with a little bit of kindness. And, a lot of people, I understand sometimes some people come in from getting in a scam coin or getting rugged, and, they come in with emotions and they're trying to make a quick flip, and they don't really have the patience, and, they're just in disbelief, right? So sometimes you just gotta, hear them out, and like you said, just try to teach them, as much as you can, and teach them patience, man, and do your due diligence. If you think it's a scam, go pull up the articles. The second day we were launched, we had Bloomberg article talking about us. We had Yahoo Finance talking about us. We got Mediums talking about us. We got our liquidity locked with Everrise, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff that, we got Certic audit done. But people are always going to have questions, and, we're going to try to help them out as much as we can.
And that's usually too a sign that someone is kind of newer into the space, when they just shout out things like that, because like you said, they could have bought the top on a project, and because they're down, they might be upset, for whatever reason, and be like, man, this is a scam. I've been down for, I bought at the absolute top, and now I've been down for, a month, 2 months or whatever. And, they might feel some type of way about that. But that's why, we educate y'all through these streams and, teach you about dollar cost averaging. So that way you can bring your average cost down. If you bought it when it was high and you're upset, like, man, I'm down in the hole, then you got to take advantage of the discount that you see when the price pulls back. Add more to your position. You're going to bring your overall cost down. The price that you are spent on average is going to decrease if you do that. So keep that in mind.
And just to add to that, you guys, you have to understand when he says dollar cost average, just like you're going to get a 500% swing upwards, you have to be able to handle a downward swing as well. If you bought at the top, you're going to have to dollar cost average, because you're going to have to be able to handle those swings too. Ups and downs, the highs and the lows, both.
So we got a question here from Hector. Said, DeMarco, let's say Gate and whatever the other two T1s then Volti change, depending on market, is it possible to see a run like Sheep had in October? I know most like it can go on a correction, but can it? So there's definitely a lot of things that took place with sheep at that time. And yes, we could see a run, but to me, I'm more expecting, because it's still very, very early in Volt. So we would have to see that May run, or that April run, first. So this is with these things coming up. I think we may more of see like, that first run that we seen with sheep. April was just when it went absolutely bonkers. But you got to remember, we got Coinbase listing and all types of Robinhood, all types of other things took place, around that time as well, or were being, speculated on. So I definitely think once we start to, just mature a little bit more with the project, I definitely feel, Volt will have, a similar story as sheep, man. I really do.
I agree. I think we haven't had our first major run yet. I mean, the migration was just like a warm up, but like the first pump that Shib had before the real pump, I think we haven't hit that first pump yet. We need to hit that first pump first, consolidate, retrace, come back, build more before we get that October run.
Exactly.
You're right about that. Yeah.
And then, once we get that first little, that first pump like that, that's gonna, pique a lot of people's interest. A lot of people are gonna hear about it. A lot of people are gonna be like, what was that? What's that Volt Inu? And man, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We are so early. If you got your money in Volt right now, I think we can't miss. With some time, I don't think we're gonna miss at all. So I'm bullish on the project as well. So y'all gotta take that in mind, to still be wise when it comes to investing. Don't go sell the house. Don't go say, I seen DeCemberDeMarco say he's very bullish on Volt. I'm putting it all, on, be wise with it. Because it can backfire and turn what should be a good thing into a bad experience if you are, not using any type of, investing wisdom along this journey. Let's think about it. If you go borrowing money and things like that and putting it into it, and let's say the price pulls back 20-30%, at some point, you're going to have to cut your losses, because let's say you want to pay friends back or family back and things like that. I try to tell y'all not to put yourselves in those situations. Just work, do what you got to do. If you got a side hustle, you know what I'm saying? If you need to create a side hustle, figure out something to provide value to people and, charge for it and make some money so that way you can be able to invest more. A lot of people tell me, when it comes to like the sheep ecosystem, they're like, man, I already got sheep. I can't afford to buy bone. What is, am I okay? And I say to everybody, like, yeah, I believe you'll be fine. I think sheep's going to do what it needs to do. But, there's also money being left on the table with the rest of the ecosystem, no matter how anybody feels about it. If you feel it should be more focused on sheep, whatever the case, but there's still, opportunities. And, with Volt, the opportunity is definitely, still here. It's going to get crazier. We're very, very early. We're going to see people FOMO in, big money, millions and millions and millions of dollars are going to flow into Volt Inu. And the prices that we're seeing right now, you're going to have one regret. And it's that
you brought up a very interesting fact, because one thing I've noticed is that people who invest more money that they can handle or that they should have put in, or they put in their rent money or their mortgage money or their car payment money, those are the people who are worrying. You know what I mean? You never want to do that. And you always want to have dry powder. You always want to have dry powder in case for you to buy those dips or for you to feel comfortable. And your pocket better than anyone. You don't got to compete with anyone. You just compete with yourself.
Exactly.
If you invest here, I mean, we know the stats. I mean, most people are one paycheck away from missing their car payment, and live paycheck to paycheck. So the best is to, like you said, dollar cost average and add little bits, even when a lot of people first start off in Ethereum and Bitcoin investing, people were putting $100 a week or bi-weekly just from their paychecks, and that's what made them. A little bit of money can become a lot of money, you don't need to put in a lot of money and stress out. And then we see that happen all the time too. I see it on the charts. People come in with big money, 30, 40 grand. But when they leave, they're leaving with 25, 28 grand.
Exactly.
Instantly, boom, traded at a loss. 12 grand gone, boom, just like that. You never want to be like that. You trading like that, man, you're gonna blow up your account. A lot of money can become a little bit of money too, if you do something like that. So you got to be very, very careful.
I definitely agree with that. Let's see. We got a question over here that I found interesting. Where did it go? So basically, somebody asks, what is it possible that 10K can make you a millionaire in Volt Inu? So of course, anything is always possible, but let's just take a look and see what price we would have to get to in order for that to happen with a 10K investment. So you would need, like, I don't even know which X that is. What is that, a 500X or something like that?
Well, you gotta hold long too, right? If you're gonna put in, it all depends on how much you put in and how long you're gonna wait, right?
So let's see how many tokens at. So what is that, about like 12 billion tokens at 10K right now, I think. Let me see. Yeah, that's about 12 billion. So you will get about 12 billion tokens at that level, or at this price right now for 10K. And let's see, let me do some math. Okay, so that's just 100x, I think. So you would need 100x from this point where we are right now with 10K Volt to become a millionaire. And I definitely think that it's possible. Let's try to see what our market cap would be around there. So around,
I think a market cap will be around 5 billion.
that is very much possible.
100x.
That is very, very much possible. Even more possible than, because I didn't break the numbers down, but looking at that, that is very possible. So let's see. Let's take a look at. Oh, I forgot I'm sharing my Twitter screen with y'all. Let me go to CoinMarketCap. So let's look at the top tokens and see where we would be fitting in around a 5 billion market cap. So that would put us right under around the 18th position, right under Unis and Avalanche, Tron, which I think that's very much possible, y'all. 5 billion, anything under $1 billion market cap, really, and for a legitimate project is extremely cheap. So I definitely believe Volt will be at a $1 billion market cap one day, and the momentum from doing that can definitely get some FOMO in and some other things to push us even further. So I definitely think we could see a 100x in Volt Inu. You just got to have that time in the market that allows it to mature and do what it needs to do. Oscar says Volt will pass the 1 billion market cap before December. Sheesh.
Oh, well, that's possible, man. If we get all these tier ones coming up,
Hey, but
and we get some big listings, you know what I mean? Anything is possible. I think it's possible. But I think what you're right. I mean, we're gonna get to the billions, and then we're gonna retrace a little bit, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna staircase. But it's slow and steady, right? You know what I mean? And that's why you get in early, so you don't miss that big move. You know, And when it comes to that point where, you know, you have made decent amount of profits, there's nothing wrong with taking an apple here and there, right? So that way, like you said, so you feel comfortable, and you're not feeling like that person who held something for 2 3 years and never took something out. You know what I mean? Then you're in a whole different spot, because I see that happen a lot on Twitter, and people saying, you know, I held so and so project for 2 years or 3 years, and and it went down. Well, I mean, you got to be able to survive like the bull run and the bear market. You know, you got to be there at the top and at the bottom. I mean, you said you bought Bitcoin 2018, or what do you when did you say 2000 and what year was it that you bought Bitcoin?
So I'm holding Bitcoin still from 2018, but
2018. So you've seen the top bottom at least 3 4 cycles, right? You know, and in order for you to survive those, you have to be able to at least take some cherry or something. So at least, you know, you're not that guy that just holding something, and you're not, you're always asking yourself, you know, should I, could I, right? You know.
mhm. There was a ton of people like, that were in the same position with Shiba Inu. They came to the party late. When she was going so crazy, it didn't even matter. Kind of. I mean, it matters, but most of the people that were just sliding into the party, they were still even making money, but they didn't make enough to where they wanted to see. And it eventually, once it went to its all-time high, the price pulled back, and they didn't take any profit. So now they're down. Whatever we are right now, and some of them have a bad taste in their mouth because they didn't take those cherries along the way. That's why I tell y'all to do that as well. Get a little cherry, so that way you can reward yourself, and also
Yeah.
decrease some of the risk. Depending on the investment. I'm not saying do this with everyone, but if it's a play that like one of my strategies for degen plays, like if it's something that I'm not too sure about, I'm just trying to throw some money in there and see what happens. I'll invest. I'll put money in at a good spot, a good spot in the chart where I think is going to pull back. But I always try to secure my principal investment. So if I put in 1,000 into a project, let's say after it's going up, let's say if I get a couple X or whatever, at that point where I get a couple X, I try to get that principal out of there so I can, it's all house money after that point. I can let the rest roll without it really bothering me. And it's also rewarding me, rewarding myself, for doing a good job, to being able to, to go try and find more projects and whatnot. Or, sometimes I'll take the principal and a cherry with me, at the same time. So that way, just in case I lose it all, I still won, That's, it's different strategies to it.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out what works best for you.
Yeah, man, you got to play with the house money. You definitely feel more excited and happy, and even if you lose it, because you can easily turn a winning play into a losing play. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, some people over trade. Like one of the things I seen during the like the GameStop craze, all that Bed Bath and Beyond, all the Nokia, all that crazy, that time was wild. But a lot of people, we made a lot of money, but then again, some people gave a lot of money back to the markets by not recognizing that we were in a special time. You got to understand that. And by not taking any profits off the table, you can see your like, take a look, for instance, Doge, Pro to Doge, the Dogecoin millionaire. Look what happened with him. I think his portfolio went up to like 3-4 million maybe, and
Yeah.
and now look, and he didn't take any, he actually borrowed money to make that happen. So that was wild, but it paid off for him. But he didn't take any profits, and now look, and he does say that he regrets. He was talking real good at first, like he doesn't care, he ain't taking no profit, he doesn't care if it's down. But now he he had to come to that conclusion, like, okay, I messed up a little bit. I should have took some profit. And that's something you want to always remember. Life-changing money can be different, for each individual, depending on, your,
Exactly.
so just keep that in mind, do what's best for you. And, don't, really understand that, the potential that, and why we're doing this, always remember your why, and know that, we have the potential to, make a killing. Like we just did the math, so let's say 100x, right, from this point where we are right now, will basically put that 10K bag at $1 million. If you double that, it gets easier and easier the more you hold. So let's say if you had 20K, a 20K bag, then you don't need the 400x to, you know, make $1 million. You know, you can get a 50 and make $1 million, you know. So don't always just chase the exact number, you know, chase the bag, you know, get your position size together, so that way you can really see something, you know, when the things take off. That's the only way you're going to really see some real money, some life-changing money. And I'm not saying you got to go put 20, 30K in, but and some people might, you know, to some people that, you know, because where I come from, you know, where I started from and came from, that was a lot of money, especially just to be talking about throwing it into a project. But, you know, you'll see that, you know, eventually it's not that much once you, you know, dollar cost average into the position. You know, you're not supposed to just put it all in at once, you know, but if you, you know, been buying, you know, here and there, and think about how much money that you spend on average, you know, for y'all with Starbucks habits, you know, whatever you do, you know, whatever it is, think about how much money you spend, you know, on a daily, that, you know, a percentage of that could be, you know, helping out your bag. Keep that in mind. You know, some people, you know, whether, you know, whatever you like to, you know, spend money on, if you put a portion of that towards, you know, your investments to pay yourself later, you know, you'll increase your bag size. And, you know, once we get that run, you're going to be glad that you did.
Yeah, man, just a little bit of sacrifice and a game of patience, and then you make it big because you got in before the big move.
Yep.
You know, and like you said to that point, like if you borrow money and you invest that money, you're always going to be a little bit of salty, because you know you're always thinking about paying that money back, and then you factoring that into your trading. You know, that's not how you invest. You're supposed to invest money that you know you're okay with losing whatever you invested. You know what I mean? And as long as you play with that, even when you see those swings, you know, those 50K, 100K, 200K, 500K, $1 million swings, you'll be able to handle those because number one, you didn't borrow that money, you didn't put in that much money, and you're comfortable, you know, because you put in comfortable money, you know, you didn't put in like, you know, your money that you actually need, you know, you're treating it like an investment, and then you make it big, man.
And it helps, it, like you were saying, it removes those emotions. Having emotion in trading is like, I mean, like you want to have some, but you don't want to trade with your emotions, you know, because that can, you know, cause you to do some wild things, you know, that can cause you to, you know, and not just on the downside, you know, either. Like some people can have a string of luck and get more confident, and I think it's called gambler's fallacy, where now because you made some money, you hit on a couple projects, now you think you just got it in the bag, and now you go try to knock another one out the park, and then you end up giving all that money back. So, you know, keep that in mind. That can happen from putting too much emotion. You know, if you already have if you already planned out your trade, you know, then you should know what you plan on doing, when the levels you plan on taking profit at. All that should already be predetermined as you you know, when you buy that trade, or when you you know, buy the asset.
Yeah. And sometimes it's okay to not do anything too, right? We tell that to a lot of Bull Army people too. You know, you don't got to trade every day. You don't got to buy every day. You don't got to sell every day. You can just come in sometimes and you can just research, learn. Sometimes just holding on to your cash is the best thing too. You know, you don't
Yeah.
got to trade. You know, you can just hold on and you can learn, watch the charts, learn, you know what I mean? See what's going on, you know, build your own conviction, get to that level where you understand what you're investing in and know what you own. Because if you invest in something you don't believe in and you don't know what you own, you know, you're going to paper hand yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I just dropped that Telegram link in the comment for Volt Inu, for those that are asking. It's right there, the last comment. What's the end game for? I'm not sure how many millions SHIB needs to make the metaverse, but you know, I was just saying that I would think that they would need to raise a little more money to do it at the level that they, you know, were hoping to. Your random vid said this feels like Shiba Inu before people heard about it. It exactly does. The community is the key. The community is key. You don't have a good community. Like if I go into a project and I can't see the community there, I go to their Twitter page, the engagement is low. You know, I go check out the Telegram, nobody's active. I already know what time it is with that project.
Yeah, man. The community is everything, bro. And that's one thing you're gonna find with the Volt Army, man. Community is always gonna be there. You're gonna find at least 150, to 200 people sometimes in the VC every day. Obviously in the middle of the night you're gonna find 20, 30 people, overnight, the night shift. But I mean, usually during the day, man, it's jam packed, man. Someone always got a story to tell. Someone always got a question, and someone always teaching and educating every single day, man.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this, army. And I can't wait till we start. Y'all got to remember this is very early. I talked to Vatoshi. We're going to be doing some, real life meetups with some of the Volt Army. So for those of y'all that are close to the Vegas area, or don't mind hopping on a flight, we got some exciting things in the works, man. Like we're really going to be, something different than anybody else seeing, in this crypto space. So we're like infants right now, and in our where we're headed, in our journey. Think about it. Bitcoin is what, since it's like 13 years old now, 12, 13 years old, something like that. Look at shib. Shib just hit 2, So just imagine if Volt Inu at 2 years. Just imagine the path, the momentum we're seeing now. And all momentum doesn't just reflect only in the chart. We're constantly going up in other areas as well that are very important to our overall success. So like something Vatoshi said a while ago, like all the different streams are lead into one, river, basically. It's gonna pay off in the long run. So I think we're very early, not even 1 year yet. Think about it. Most projects,
that's going to bring mass adoption, man. Mass adoption. And I'm pretty sure you can look at it too, man. Like in the bear market, I don't think anyone has marketed the way Volt Inu has been marketing. Like the amount of money we're spending on, the sponsors, the UFC fighters, the cricket team, tennis, soccer, big names, not just randoms, right? So it's all gonna play out, man. And this stuff we're gonna see the true effects of this in the bull market.
That's very important to note on. Remember, we are in technically a bear market. We're building in a bear market. Usually the projects that are the most successful, the tokens, the coins, whatever, the open seas, the coin market caps, all these were developed during a bear market. These were all built while the market was down, while people were, unsure of the space. And then guess what happened? When the market returned, the people who, like OpenSea developed in a bear market. Once the bull market came once the bull market came back and had some of that transition into NFTs, who do you think was rewarded the most? The people that built during the bear market, OpenSea. So this is what you want to be doing. You want to be building right now. You want to be really, building your bags, building your education. Even if you're tech savvy, you might want to start learning about coding and how to do different things, to maybe code contracts, marketing, whatever types of services that you can use the skills you already have, or you can develop some new skills and come figure out how to provide value in the space. Remember, the people that made the most money during the gold rush was not the ones that were digging for the gold. It's the pickaxes, the sellers, the shovel sellers, the sifter sellers, and all these different things. It was the people that built the ecosystem around it. So I try to tell y'all, I try to remind y'all of that as well. You don't have to just only make money from crypto by just investing. You can also develop in the space and make money as well. Keep that in mind. It might seem far-fetched, but once you pick up a book or two, a lot of these things become more clear. So pick those books up, man. Chains will burn sheep. Yeah, Chains is gonna be wild. Chains is gonna be wild, y'all. I haven't seen anything like that. And just like how I said, building in the bear market, that's an example of that. Building Chains during the bear market. Imagine what it's gonna look like when the bull market comes. It's gonna be absolutely crazy, y'all. the amount of tokens that we're going to be burning for other projects. We're going to be burning Shiba Inu. Each project listed on VoltChains will become deflationary. That's bullish right there. You know, just off the strength of that, that is fire. You know, and then we
just off the strength of shib's volume as well. You know,
exactly.
That's crazy.
And we're going to be burning some Volt Inu with each transaction as well. So this is crazy. And let's see. Botoshi is saying 100 exchanges by end of the year. Currently, 35 exchanges, leaving 65 exchanges in 4 months, or 120 days more or less. Can you talk about this a bit? So think about it. We're on pace, you know, already 35 exchanges. We just did that in about maybe 8 months. So the second leg, you know, before the end of the year, you know, I think we're going to see exponential increase in the amount of listings that we get, especially with Gate.io being, you know, accepting a Volt now. You know, we're going to get a ton of different other exchanges that are just going to sign themselves up basically to list Volt. You know, think about it. These exchanges make money from trading value. You know, when they're exchanged, when people go to their exchange to buy Volt, they make money, you know, from the exchange fees. Or the transaction fees. So they would be fools not to want to get in on this.
Oh, there's going to be a lineup of them because also we have to remember there was a month where there was about 25, 30 exchanges that came out in just 1 month. You know, so I mean the first 6 to 7 took a little bit of time, and then you know it was also timing, you know, based off the market as well, right? So it's going to come when it comes, but like you said, getting Gate.io and all these other little exchanges are going to be, you know, eager to sign with Volt to get listed on their platform.
And then on the other side, we got VoltChain going crazy. You know, so 100 exchanges by the end of the year with VoltChain. You know, I'm not sure exactly when it's going to drop, but you know, pairing that with VoltChain is going to be a lot of noise for Volt Inu. You know, eventually, you know, people see these types of plays, and this is where smart money starts to, you know, I'm talking about big smart money, institutional type of smart money, starts to, you know, connect the dots as well. They don't just sit on the sidelines forever without doing anything. You know, we caught Robinhood buying Shiba Inu. You know, of course they're gonna buy it to with a potential listing. But before they were even talking about, when they were still saying they weren't gonna list Shiba Inu, they were buying SHIB just to make money off of it. Like, y'all got to keep that in mind too. You know, these exchanges want to make money.
Yeah, man.
So
I think sometimes we see that too. Some of these big exchanges coming in buying tokens as well. They're trying to test the waters.
Yep. So keep that in mind. You know, like I'm very excited with VoltChain. Like I don't think people really understand, you know, how powerful that is. You know, all the secondary or, you know, all the ripple effects that go on from that, you know, once all these different projects are listed. Think about that. They're all going to be talking about Volt Inu to all their communities. So let's say token, you know, whatever, token X or whatever, you know, they have, you know, a community size, you know, let's just say 10,000, whatever. And I don't know how, let's just say 10,000. So they're going to put in front of their audience and say, hey guys, we just got listed on VoltChain. People are like, what is VoltChain? What is this? The people that don't know, you know, so now they go, you know, and if they're excited about that project, think about it. If they invested into that project, when they find out that their project is listed on VoltChain and they come do their due diligence and dig and see what Volt is, they're going to invest in Volt. That's an easy, you know, because Volt Inu has everything that a person is going to want to see, you know, when they come check out a project, when they're doing their due diligence, you know, I'll say majority of everything that someone wants to see. You know, of course, it's not going to always be every single thing, but, you know, for the most part, when they come dot the I's, cross the T's, they're going to be like, whoa, this is something serious we got here. So now we got token X talking about Volt in front of their community. Then token Y, you know, says, hey, we were just listed on VoltChain, and now they got a community 10,000. And now token Z, you know, hey, we were just listed on VoltChain. Now they got a community size of 10,000 or whatever the number is. That's potentially 30,000 people that we just got to, you know, basically market to, or, you know, reach out to in a way just by listing their projects on our exchange, which helps us.
Yeah.
So think about
and they're gonna buy it even if they don't want to buy it. They're just gonna want to have it. You know what I mean? not even having any clue about Volt. They're gonna want the mother token, right? Just like when you compare it to Uniswap, pancakeswap, you know.
And eventually, once they realize what's going on, look, let's say this, right? Satoshi is a genius. I just want to say that. But let's look at it like this. Let's say all because every project that's listed won't do well, So any of those projects that don't do well, their community is coming straight to Volt. Once they see
Yep.
looks like they chose us, so it's a wrap. So they're gonna be like, man, I don't know, the dev is a little shaky over here, but I did see we're listed on that Volti thing. I did see about Volt Inu when I went over there and I heard about it. I seen DecemberDeMarco talking about it, Ozzy talking about it, everybody talking about it. They're gonna come and want to check it out. And once they see it and they constantly see it being put in their face, they're going to get it. And think about it. If somebody was confident enough, or not even confident, but if they put money down for whatever token, when they see their token listed on Volti change, they already have, it's like, man, Satoshi is a genius, because these are already like in marketing we would call it like leads. Basically, these are warm leads. Basically, these are hot leads. Like, these are already crypto investors. So how can you market your cryptocurrency project to all the other cryptocurrency project holders? Create a exchange where you make all their projects deflationary, where they're going to be excited about burning off their tokens using this exchange, but also put your token in front of their audience. Come on now, that was genius.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're gonna get mass adoption. Mass adoption. People coming in. They're gonna want to have it. Like, just like you said, when their tokens listed on it, they're going to see the Volt effect. They're going to come on Twitter. They're going to come in the Volt army. They're going to see what's going on here. They're going to see the movement, and they're going to want to be a part of it. I mean, who doesn't want to make money? I mean, they're going to have a little bit of extra money to throw around. And if you get the number that you threw out there, I mean, you get 20, 30,000 people, and each one of those put in $200, $300. I mean, you do the math. That's a lot of money. What that would do to the charts, that would send us way beyond all-time high. So I see Votoshi's plan, man. Like you said, he's got a master plan behind this. And one thing I also realized is when Volt first started, it was a wild west in December. I mean, there was a lot of projects that were coming in, a lot of hate between communities. You couldn't find a really tight community. You would go in Telegram, some people were there, the next day they're not there. And that's how Volt started off, with building a strong community. And Votoshi always taught us that, his goal was to make crypto great again and bring all these communities together, not to never talk down upon any community, but these people are still, people who just lost money, hard-earned people that lost money, and we want to try to bring them all together and make crypto great again. And that's what his master plan is, to bring every single community together.
And that's a genius plan right there. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Volti change drop. This is one thing y'all want to pay attention to. We haven't got an official release date on when it is coming. So understand, once we get the drop on that, it's a wrap. We're going to see a ton of people FOMO into Volt Inu after that point, because of the buy the rumor, sell the news. I try to teach all these little phrases and things like that so y'all can understand what others will do. And you can use that to your advantage by knowing what most people in the market are likely to do. So we know that once Volti change drops, we know that people are going to, FOMO in, or, technically once they hear the date, they'll try to buy in and, sell at that point, for the ones that want to trade. With you knowing this already, you could be preparing yourself now instead of waiting until we get that call, and then you're chasing those green candles, man. Shout out to the Volt Trucker. This is something as well. Your random vid said, I live in NC, and a lot of businesses, especially Walmart and Starbucks, are not accepting cash or change. Digital currency is the future. Digital everything is the future. And that just made me think about, the future for Volt, aside from the things that we know right now. Imagine what we don't know with Volt Inu that's coming. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Think about all the bullish catalysts that we understand, and we know that all the scenarios that we could play out that we do get. But then imagine when Votoshi comes in with something that none of us were expecting. That's gonna be wild, y'all.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with Votoshi once, and he told me, man, he's already working on his calendar for end of the year, for next year. I mean, there's so much stuff that's coming out, and he's all about building, 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 and getting to that next level.
And like I told, y'all before in a different stream, I believe that was with Pablo, if I'm not mistaken. But these developers, Votoshi is rich already. Votoshi already been had money. So to see what he's doing, it's about more than just the money. I talk to a lot of developers, and what they tell me, one of their prize goals, or like their top goals that they would love to do, is to get listed on, a Binance, a Robinhood, something like that. That's what a lot of them, really do it for. That's when, and that's, to me, that's a very good sign, because that means they're going to do everything in their power to make this a legit project that stands the test of time until, they get picked up by one of these, major exchanges. So what does that mean? Connect the dots. If we follow all the way through that tells us a Binance or listing, something major is coming. We don't even have to see it right now to know that it's coming. We could just connect the dots. We know a major, one of these exchanges is going to list Volt. Volt is a perfect project to be listed. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and like you said, man, I don't think Votoshi he's not doing it for the money. He said that long time ago. His goal was not about money. He's already done it. He's made it. You know what I mean? His goal is to get to the top, right? And we can connect the dots, we can read through the lines, but with Votoshi, the way he's running things, I mean, if he wanted to, he could have got Binance a long time ago, paid the money, got him listed, but he didn't want that. He didn't want no pump and dump. You know what I mean? He wanted to do it the right way. He wanted to build a community. He wanted to build a strong community, get over 100K holders, 200K holders, and then we take it to the next level. And that will keep us, alive forever, because we see a lot of coins get listed too, man, on some of these tier ones, but they don't do anything, right? They don't do much because they don't have the community to back it up. Got to have the community, because the community is going to market it for you too. The community is going to take it to a whole different level. They're the ones who are going to make the noise, and if your community makes the noise for you, I mean, what more can you ask for? And that's what we see in the Volt Army every single day, man. People are just going crazy. We got tweets going on. They come in, everyone got a raid. You see it, man. You see it on Twitter. We're never shy of taking part in any poll or any rating, any tweet.
And we win every time. We always get the most engagement. That's a true indicator to, the strength of the Volt Army. Every single time there's something to vote on, to do something on, we always take the cake every single time. They could do some wishy-washy stuff sometimes, but nonetheless, you could obviously see, throughout the journey, we're always, coming in at top spot. And that just shows the power of the community. When you can mobilize a community like this to, accomplish certain things, or to get listed, or to win polls and things like that, that is very, very powerful. That is very powerful. Don't doubt, the power of just the community alone, and what we're able to do by spreading the word about Volt Inu. Once enough people catch on and this becomes a trend, all of us are going to be extremely happy that, we were here at this point, already. So, just keep that in mind too. But let me know if y'all have any other questions regarding Volt. We'll get ready to start winding it down in the next about, let me see, we've been streaming an hour and 54. It's about another like 5 to 10 minutes, y'all. We'll get to that 2-hour mark. Salute to everybody for rocking with us right now. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video and everything. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend about Volt Inu. Share this video, so that way they can understand, the power of Volt Inu. That way they can use this as a piece for their due diligence, their research, whatever. And, they can become better informed investors. And you got to think about this. All of us inside of the Volt Army, we have to do our part too. We have to grind for our bag. We got to put that work in. Imagine, if every single day you're telling people about Volt Inu, but I will recommend sending them to the channel so that way you could tell them about Volt Inu wisely. They could learn how to invest. Because if you just, I know a lot of people that told people, about Shiba Inu and things like that, and at the top, at the absolute top, and then now a lot of those people are down. So send them this video, get them in tune with the channel, all the other Volt influencers as well, because when they see what we're talking about and they understand the breakdowns that we're putting out there, that's going to give them more confidence to invest into this project for a longer term. And they're not gonna, if the price pulls back, they won't be one of the people that start flooding the project saying it's a scam coin or something like that because they bought at the top. So really get the word out.
Yeah, man. And just to add to that, like you made a very interesting point because you break it down in the charts, to give people facts and to show what people what's going on in the market, to understand trading algorithms, to understand emotions, to understand how trading works. So you develop a good habit. A lot of influencers don't understand how to read charts, or might not understand, what pivot points are, what resistance, what support is. They would just, they would pump it, but at the same time, you got to be able to back it up. You got to be able to tell people like this is what could happen too. So you got to be smart about it, right? So you definitely want to spread this video out to show people that there's ways of trading, and you always got to do your due diligence, but you got to buy at a spot where you feel comfortable that you made a sound decision.
Most definitely. And PAP Vision says, what do we need to do if we just bought a Volt 1 week ago? Well, you're new to the fam, so well, appreciate you for rocking with us. But sometimes you could just like we've been talking through this video, you can dollar cost average, depending on if you want to do that every day, every few days, or when you see discounts in the market. See, it's all your strategy. You have to develop what works best for you, so that way your emotions are left out of it. But you can say I'm going to buy more every week. You could say bi-weekly, you could say monthly, whatever, however you want to do it. But those are all different strategies. So me being 1 week into Volt, I would just be trying to eventually get more Volt Inu by taking advantage of the discounts in the market. So let's take a look one more time at the Volt chart. So 1 week we're up 54% right now. Connect the dots there. When we start seeing that type of growth, spread out, over a week and whatnot, where it's likely that more is to come.
Looking like we're gonna eat that zero for breakfast, brother.
Yeah, that zero's toast. I already know that's about to happen. We're up 2% in the last 24 hours. Really, I think just gearing up for what's about to take place. A lot of people.
Yeah, and maybe just to also add to that question, when you said you just bought Volt 1 week ago, I would always say is, do your due diligence even after you invest to know what you own. Go visit the website, go visit Twitter, go on Linktree, go visit Telegram, read all the materials, know what you invested in, and build your confidence in what you invested in, and have that conviction. And then look at the charts, come back, and, when every time you see a little bit of a dip, dollar cost average if you have to.
Yep. I'm dropping the contract address right now in the comment section for those that's asking. Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen. So there's the contract address for the person that keeps asking. – can you pin or contract in the video? I'm not sure how to pin in the comments here, but you should see it right there. Let's see. I'm not sure, but just check my last comment. You'll see the contract address right there. Or just go to Coin Market Cap, type in Volt.
Or you can go to the website too, voltinu.in, and get it from there too.
Yep, also the website. I'll drop that real quick. Okay. So yeah, Volt is right now really looking good, like it's primed to want to take off. We got some areas of resistance over here, which kind of correlates with the saying that previous resistance becomes new support. So if we look right here in this level where we found resistance, we're kind of retesting that area here as a support, and that's a really good sign that things are likely to continue. Now, if we would have broke under this level, then we would have to look for those other levels that are lower than this, like around this range here. We'll have to look at some of those other previous resistance, but it's looking really good right now. Always remember, do your own due diligence. It's not financial advice. Never risk more than you're willing to lose. Crypto is highly volatile. We could be seeing swings of 60 to 80%. So, if you're not prepared for that, then, you might want to be a little careful, but, which is also a reason why you want a dollar cost average. Don't just jump in all at once. And it is okay. Like, Ozzy was saying, to sometimes, just do nothing. I like to say sitting on your hands. Sometimes you just got to sit on your hands when when you need to let things play out and, kind of just give the market time to do what it needs to do. So that way you can do what you need to do. But we just crossed over that 2-hour mark. I don't want to keep y'all on here forever, even though I know the Volt Army would love to. But
yeah, let's call it a wrap. It was a nice session, man. Thank you, man, for having me here, man. I had a good time, man. Learned a lot, man.
I definitely appreciate you for stopping through, keeping the stream lit with me. Shout out to all y'all in the comments for keeping the stream lit as well. Voted. Let's see. So salute to everybody, y'all. We're going to wrap this one up. That's all we got for the video. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, join the Volt family. Come do your due diligence, see if it's right for you. Watch my other Volt Inu videos as well so you can get some more insight to everything that's been taking place. Also, tap in with the other Volt Inu content creators because they're always live, and voting everything up. But that's all. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, and we are out.
All right, man. Have a good night, guys.